What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at our man Futties, Dan James. He is the 5-star, 4-star, the winner of the votes versus Dan James and Watkins. And obviously Watkins can go into the group of all of the players that did not get the upgrade. It's a shame they didn't do something like they did in drafts last year, where maybe the people who don't win, they do a vote of free, and obviously all of them go into drafts. It'd have been something different. I really enjoyed that they didn't necessarily bin them off, but they recycled them. They already had the card ready. It shows that not necessarily that they're fixing the votes, because obviously sometimes you think, how has he won? And to be honest, there's millions of people that play this game. We don't know who everybody's chosen. Obviously they don't show you the results of who won, and even if they did, people would still think it's fixed. But if at least they're putting something in drafts or something, like we didn't get a Ryan Kent last year, it was interesting because we would have thought everybody would have voted, but not necessarily. Some people don't know who he is. Some people don't care as much as a lot of the more into it sort of gamers. Whereas Dan James has won the vote again. He did get a summer heat last year, which we'll show you in the overall, as well as the 10 SBCs that you've got to complete to get him. And before obviously you start selling your liver, start doing whatever, it isn't that expensive. He's coming in at just over 200,000 coins on the Xbox and under 200 on the PlayStation and PC. It is just 2 golds at 78, 79, 80, 80 free, and that is pretty much it. So we will get to that. In terms of the stats, obviously he is focused more on his pace, more on his dribbling, and obviously a little bit of aggression, which is always quite nice. Unfortunately does not have any sort of traits, which is annoying, but we have whacked a marksman on him, which gives him 97 shooting, 99 dribbling, and 88 physicality. So it does turn him into a 97 right wing, if you should please, and he is a fantastic card. He's very, very quick, and again, very much like Troy in that sort of aspect. But the one thing I did notice, just kind of like a pre-overall, he has got better dribbling. In terms of the technical actual dribble, I think Dan James is better, mainly because I feel like what they've done with Traore is they've just made him massive. They've made him absolutely bulky as hell, put a bit of pace on him, and not necessarily the close dribble is as good as what it says it is. And I think Dan James being the lighter build, being don't know how tall Traore is, but Dan James is 5'7", so he may be smaller, maybe not, because sometimes kind of like you put him next to a person and your perception of him does change. But I think Dan James is definitely worth the coins. If you are obviously not wanting to kind of grind for that 95 Traore, this card is definitely coming in at a good second for obviously the cost effectiveness. So let's jump into Dan James, see what he can do. Dybala cooking up a storm already. We already again know what it's all about. Great at scoring. And it's a shame because I think he scored like 3-4 goals in the first match, which unfortunately we won't be able to see due to the fact that recording it did corrupt halfway through, which is always fantastic. But we can showcase a little bit more from him. What can we find? That's a great. This guy's team is way, way better than the original guy, so it's going to be quite interesting. He's got Dybala himself as well. Oh, that is awful. That is going to be a penalty and potentially a red. Don't think it is. Of course, Dybala's going to step up to the plate here. Easy, easy finish. This guy really knows how to defend. Dan James obviously has a bit of foot birthday Mendy, but you cannot stop him when he's passing it over to an R9. Got Modric chasing. We fully know that Modric definitely cannot keep up with Dan James. Strange that he's managed to do it. I think he was his summer start, so a 97, so obviously has had a big pace increase, but you know he's not keeping up with Dan James in any measures there, and I've moved the keeper out of the way. So going into the overall for Dan James then, so we've managed to finish him off finally. It's taken a little bit longer than what I thought, so we're going to start with the SBCs, we'll then have a closer look. So pretty much you have got, I swear there's more than this. I thought, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 10. I want to say there's 10 because I'm pretty sure there is a gold, rare gold, 278s, 279s, a Man U, a Premier League. I could be totally wrong, but we'll go with what Footbin have said. I thought there was more, but I could be completely wrong. So we've got the gold, you get the gist. We've got the 2 golds, obviously one is common, one is rare. We then got a 78 rated SBC. None of these have any specific requirements. It literally is a team chemistry and rating. No informs, no specials, absolutely easy. The final 2 is the 1-2 that you want to look at. Obviously 70 chem, 1 Man U player. Again, it's really not that difficult. You've got Matic, you've got Luke Shaw, you've got Baye, who's 79, so just under. You've got a lot of players that you can choose from there, so I really don't think that's going to massively affect the price of that one. But then we've got the 83, Inform Team of the Season, and this is why the 85 times 10 grind is going to be worth doing to get that done. You can get a Team of the Season and Inform, you get a 92 rated, you get an 88 rated, you've got him into that 83 rated SBC, and you've took down half of the value. So I think it's worth doing. 94 rated is incredible. If we was to look at the cheapest 94, obviously with Team of the Seasons, they're going to be a little bit cheaper than what they normally were. So yeah, so Casemiro's coming in at 34,000 coins, which is just insane. But obviously if we look a little bit further up, you can see once we've passed all of the Team of the Seasons, we're hitting more the kind of Messis, the Van Bastens, and to be honest, the value is only double that. I think it's definitely worth giving it a go, even if you want him for fodder, because we do have Traore on the go. That is obviously a free SBC, a free objective, so you get a right mid, but I think Dan James definitely does the business. His pace is absolutely fantastic. His shooting is lovely, very good right foot if you do the come across. It is a shame that we have no traits. That always is going to be a little bit of a letdown, and it is a shame it's not a 5-5. That again would be that massive boost that we want, especially towards the end of the game. Just absolutely nailing these upgrades would be incredible. He has only got 87 composure, didn't really notice a massive difference of that, so that's not too bad. If it was anything under 85 to 84, I would say you're looking maybe at a lower rated card there. I feel like with 87, it's just on the cusp of being decent, but then obviously a little bit away from the times. But again, you've got the pace, you've got the dribbling, you've got the shooting. He has a very good wide set for his wing play. Obviously his passing, short pass is decent, crossing is nice, everything else curve I suppose, but again, he's not necessarily somebody who's going to pass loads. He wants to be that short burst, and I'm assuming that's why short passing's better. The 1-2s are going to be your best friend with him. Wait for him to get just on that back foot of the defender, whack a ball in, and to be honest, even some of the best defenders that we've come up against with Vieira, with obviously foot birthday Mendy, they've not necessarily kept up on that sort of play. When you go in running at them, obviously it's a bit easier, but when they're already on the back foot, that's where Dan James can do some real damage with his pace. Overall wise for him, I think for 200k, a 94 rated card, try not to be too biased that he is a Manchester United player, but I would probably give him a solid 9.3. I was going to say 2, but I think 9.3. There's very little that I'd want upgrading. The composure, definitely would love that above 90. The 5-5 is an optional. Again, not necessarily massively important. A little bit more passing, just because of the wing play. I'd like to see a little bit more passing on him. Maybe max out that short, give over 80 for that long. Feel like that would really be the kind of most benefit. And then give him some traits. They're literally the only things that I'd probably change about this card. His animations are pretty good. Obviously, he's a little bit smaller, so his agility is definitely kicking in massively. And overall, just a fun player to play with. I think Super Sub, even starter team, I think you could get him in. I wouldn't say he's necessarily the player that you're going to see on everybody's team. Before I get that wrong, obviously, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of people already have their right mid set. You've obviously got a Messi, you've got Kimmich there if you needed to get the full 10 chem. Obviously, with that's with his Summer Stars 97, but that was an SBC. And I think overall, it's just a good card. So hopefully you did enjoy. Sorry about the delay with it. Unfortunately, we cannot do anything about the corruption. If you have stuck it this far and there's not a like on the video, just go down and hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed as well, make sure you go there and hit that bell button. But from that, see you all for the next one. Peace.